listening to Deathmatch Russell Podcast. Let's get it on!
Come into the ring, step into the fire, see what you want, baby. If your heart has desire, get up, get knocked down, get up, get knocked down, get up, get knocked down, down, down. Dangerous Podcast, Deathmatch Russell 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 Podcast.
And good evening, everyone. You're listening to another episode of the Deathmatch Russell Podcast, and my guest at this time, the Goddesses of War champion herself, the Queen of the Ring, Miss Vicious Vicki. How are you? How's that?
That was okay. I think you could do a little better, but I'll take it.
Oh, whatever. I'm not no professional at the announcing names. I'm not a ring announcer like David or a Larry Legend or all these other MLJ or all the high names in the business these days.
Fair enough.
So how you doing tonight, Vicki?
I'm good. How are you?
I am doing good. It's the weekend is upon us.
It is.
I'm just ready to relax and just enjoy the weekend.
Yeah, I hear you for sure.
And we're just getting ourselves amped up because we got a big event coming up pretty soon. Not August here, right? May 15th, right in Jackson, New Jersey. Wanted Dead or Alive, and as you are in a match against Mimi in a ladder match.
Yeah.
And it's time to play, right?
Yeah, for sure. My wishes were granted. I asked management for it, and here we are. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, after the last show, I wasn't there. I wish I was due to COVID.
Yeah. My
coworker had COVID. I had my shots done. I had my 2 shots, so I had to be quarantined for 10 days.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I'm gonna miss all my friends and see Miss Vicki Russell, to support her because she's the best. But
That's
yeah,
right.
but you had a good match there. From what I heard and seen from people and talked to, and you did pretty good in your match.
No, it was a good match with Riley. Very hard hitting. We both did our thing here and there. And unfortunately, we're blindsided by Mimi in the division, leading me to be extremely angry and calling out management for a ladder match. I actually took out a ladder to attack Mimi for attacking me. And it dawned on me in that moment, hey, you know what? Management, make it official. I want Mimi in a ladder match. So that's where this match came about.
Yeah, and the belt's on the line. So, climb that ladder, get the belt.
Exactly.
And bring home the gold again to yourself.
That's right.
Because you're the queen of the ring,
Keep it with me. I'm going to keep it with me. Yep.
Yeah. But anyway, Vicki, you've been killing it since I first saw it. We've all seen you. I've seen you wrestle for Goddesses at Titan. You've been killing it. You killed it from day one. And I'm proud of you. For what you do in the ring. As a person that wrestles, a female wrestler, and I love it. The female division is what we need in wrestling, and that. And you want to be the big star above, and you are one of those people that's going to be reaching the level that will be up there soon.
Yeah, no, I have nothing but faith in myself. So
yes, right. That's a good thing. That's a good thing.
Confidence, not arrogance or cockiness. Confidence.
It's just all about the attitude, right?
Yep.
It's just believe in yourself and push yourself to the limit, and
that's right.
If you make it big, if you don't, hey, it's okay. It's okay. People always have that down, but you think, I want to be it.
That's right. Absolutely.
I mean, because we see what a lot of people have, well, a lot of our friends have done. They're main staging the big shows these days for TV and elsewhere as well.
Mm-hmm.
And, which is where you want to be as well.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the goal. There's no other goal in sight. So.
Right. But you gotta keep on knocking these other competitors down and and goddesses, and just keep on going.
That's
just
right.
to prove to them you're on top. You're on top, and just who you are, and how you wrestle, and just do your thing.
Absolutely.
Vicky, let's get into it. What got you into wrestling as a kid? Growing up?
I was introduced to wrestling by my sisters, actually. They watched it growing up, and I was about 3 years old when Steve Austin brought the beer truck out. And I remember that vividly.
Yeah.
And we were in the basement of our house at the time, and they were watching it on TV, and I remember watching and being completely intrigued by a young age, and it was literally from then on that I was just hooked. My sisters grew out of it. Growing up, my one sister who's older than me, she started watching it again. My other sister comes and watches all of my shows, so they know wrestling. They grew up with it. They are the ones who got me into it. It's just ironic how it works. And Steve Austin was my first love, my first hooking into wrestling. I was what? And for me, it's this is how it separates the fan from the people who actually want to do it, because it's when I saw it on TV. I was aware from that age that it was scripted and it was acting, whatever you want to call it. Okay.
Right.
I knew there was physicality behind it, but I knew that it was more of an entertainment thing. And I remember just being I can do this. And I was 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Yeah.
As older I got, the goal kept saying I want to be a pro wrestler. And it never changed my entire life.
Yeah.
So for me, it was just having my sisters being into it. We shared the love, and we shared we went to shows together, and just having that with my sisters, because I didn't have brothers, I only had sisters.
Right.
And we all loved wrestling, and it was a huge bonding experience for all three of us. And I'm the one that decided to try to make a career out of it. So here we are.
Yeah, and fast forward, here you are, and I was just watching last week. You were actually with some ECW legends in that. Yeah. My gosh, was that a treat to be around people? You these guys, I've watched them as well on TV. Just to
Yeah. So Tommy Fierro, shout out to Tommy Fierro.
Shout out.
He's a very close person to me in the business. He's believed in me since day one. He met me about 3 years ago, and he just brought me on board with his business, and I'm very, very grateful for him.
I know.
Than I can say.
Guys are killing it. Yes.
So I met so many legends.
I know.
I was with him on his second signing. So, and I was going to work for him for his first show back. He was going to start promoting actual shows again as well. And Tommy I was always in his corner, and vice versa. So I have a very good working relationship with him. But to work with these legends is a complete honor.
Because you were there with the greats, Shane Douglas. My God,
cool, man. And you get to pick their brains. I have time to sit down with some of them and pick their brains a little bit, show them clips, ask them questions. And it's to me, as a girl who was watching this growing up and watching this on TV and knowing the work that they do and that they're capable of, it's to be able to just privately share those experiences and moments. I can't ask for anything else. It's only going to help me out in my career. I'm very, very fortunate to have that. So
absolutely, because you'll learn a lot from these people. You'll learn a lot from the guys. You really will.
Absolutely.
I remember talking to Balls Mahoney when he was around. Just one of those guys, or Chris Candido. They were always in the ring doing their thing, and behind the curtains, I would always talk to his brother Johnny, Chris's brother, and just the stories he had shared with me, and like, my gosh, like, and the memories and the good, the way that the wrestling that they created, that evolved the extreme wrestling, with the
Absolutely.
hardcore,
Yep.
that aspect of it. I mean,
Absolutely.
I mean, heck, being from New Jersey, like, I wouldn't have known they lived in Asbury Park. They ran ECW. Like, come on,
Yep. No, it's crazy. And a lot of these guys that I meet, I wasn't alive. Like, I was
No.
a thought.
Yeah.
And me and Shane Douglas actually talked about this on screen on the pre-show about how, you have these kids nowadays going up to the likes of a Jerry Lynn or a Shane Douglas saying, hey, I'm your biggest fan. I watch you. And they're like 10 years old. And it's like because of the network and YouTube and all these different things. And these are the things that I utilized growing up. Once like social media became a thing, and the network, I was able to relive all these things that I missed. So they're very crucial, and of course I knew who they were because of following the product my entire life. But being able to actually relive all those moments and those things in their careers and whatnot, it's huge. So that's why when he said that, I'm like, that's me. Like I was that kid that was, watching you guys at 10, 15 years old, like reliving.
Because we'd go to a show. Because we would go to a show, watch them, and then get the autograph, and just
that was it.
$20 autograph. Now it's bigger prices have changed these days. So
Yeah, no, for sure.
But the product is just phenomenal. They've since day one, since they came about, and just the stories behind ECW, and now where it is, they're still around, and they're, the guys are still out wrestling, which is awesome. They're still.
Yep.
That's why we support them still. And
absolutely.
Shout out to all of them. But also, you got to see Bob Orton. Like that must have been a real Cowboy Bob Orton.
That was cool. I even said during that pre-show, I'm like, we have somebody here tonight whose son is arguably the best in the business. That's my opinion. I'm sure a lot of people agree. Randy Orton is going to go down as one of the greatest of all time. As a worker, as a wrestler myself, I see what he does and what he brings to the table, and that's what a performer should be all around. But to have his father there, then just to think of like the generation of Ortons and what they've all brought to the table. It's something that you just can't pick up. You can't ask.
It was
for
magic.
more.
It was magic. It was magical. Yeah.
And he was such a sweetheart, and God bless him, because he was there, a few days after his brother passed, so it was hard. He did it. He needed it, and he told us, I needed this, and that meant a lot to all of us. So that was huge for sure.
That's awesome.
So God bless him for staying strong and doing what he had to do.
But let's get back to wrestling and talk about what females influenced you growing up also.
So I get asked this question every time, and my answer will never change. If anybody knows me and takes a good look at me, it was Lita. Now for me, Lita was, when she was in ECW, I didn't watch ECW. I even admitted this to the round table. I didn't watch ECW a lot, but I knew what was going on. I knew who people were.
Oh, when she did the when the ECW era, when she was
she was with Danny Doring and Roadkill, Miss Congeniality, Angelica. Like she had her own little thing going on over there, and I thought she was cool. Like I don't know, there was just something about her. She had basic gear. She didn't have the red hair yet. She wasn't Lita yet, but I was like, oh, she's pretty cool. I like her. And then when she debuted with Essa Rios, I'm like, oh my God, that's Miss Congeniality. I'm like, holy crap. I'm like, oh my God. And she started doing all these crazy things, which she did do, like her head scissors and all that shit in ECW. But I'm like watching and I'm like, oh God, she's just so freaking cool. Like there was just something about her that was drawn to.
Yeah, the punk rock, the attitude, her character.
Once she transitioned, because I already loved the Hardys before she was with them. Yeah. So once she transitioned with the Hardys, it was like the best of both worlds for me, because I'm a huge Hardy fan. I always was. And then when they combined, I was like, I didn't know what to do with myself as a kid. I'm like, oh my God. Oh my
Absolutely.
gosh, she's a team with them, and it made perfect sense. It was probably one of the best trios ever in history.
And plus, plus with Edge. Don't forget about that.
Oh, of
Edge
course,
too.
of course.
You
But speaking on behalf of that particular hour, that's what hooked me, and she just set the bar for me, man. And I have her name tattooed on my neck. Like
I actually went to the ECW. I never seen her like at a lot of shows, but I went to the ECW One Night Stand 2 in New York City at the Hammerstein for the ECW One Night Stand 2, and when she was there with Edge and Foley and everybody else.
Yeah.
That was crazy to see her. Like
gosh.
Gosh.
I did meet her once. And I did meet the Hardys once, but
I met them too. They're cool.
There was just something about her, and from now, like my gear and all that, like my gear is obviously not like hers was, but my attitude and more like heel Lita, because I'm a heel, but like my attitude, I tried to incorporate the fishnets last show. Like she's my inspiration. She's me. Like when I, growing up and I saw her, I can't tell you how many fishnets I owned. I can't tell you how many times I did this in the hallways of school. Like I just wanted to be her. My hair has been red. I've had moments where I went from blonde to black, but majority of my life I've been a redhead. Like I tried to I love her, and I think that she's awesome, and she set the bar really high for women in wrestling, and she doesn't get the accolades that she deserves. So, having fans like me and other people, I try to mimic myself off of her because she definitely deserves recognition for what she's done in the business. She's a big influence. Her and Trish are my favorites. They really set the bar high.
Yeah, I was going to say Trish is one of those ladies that really,
Yeah.
People don't really realize.
I will say though, when she transitioned with Edge, I was a mess because as a kid, I didn't fully grasp yet. So I was like, oh my God, they hate her. Oh my God.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my God, they don't like her.
And then we had we had so many other ladies that followed that, and it's like, wow.
it was traumatizing to say. The live sex celebration, I was in tears on my living room floor.
I was bawling. Everybody was bawling. Yeah. Like you never see that again.
But you know what? Wrestling. This is what we do.
It is wrestling. It's for our entertainment.
That's right.
What was your first event that you remember going to with your?
I went to a Raw in Rutherford, New Jersey, and I went with my sister and her boyfriend at the time, and it was actually funny because there was a tag match, and it was Lita and Trish versus maybe Victoria and somebody else.
Yeah.
And it was, like sometimes when you're in the arena and it gets really quiet while they're wrestling for like a little bit, like there's like a moment of silence. I was in the nosebleeds, like I was all the way at the top, and I remember screaming, I love you, Lita, so loud as she turned around and did the guns, like she did like the rock on thing. And I was like, oh my God, like she acknowledged me. Like, because there's no way that it was so quiet when I screamed like that. There's no way that wasn't like towards me.
Yeah.
So it was just super cool. I would say, honestly, aside from like doing extra work and whatnot, like, I've been to maybe 4 shows my entire life.
Wow.
Which is not a lot. Yeah.
No. Yeah, but you'll more and more as the years go by. When we were able to really travel and have more, like everybody wants to go everywhere,
Yeah, no, it was, and I remember being young going to these shows because the oldest I was when I went to a show was maybe 19, and I remember going when I was younger, and the first thing I would do was look at the ring in the middle, like look at the ring with like before the show started and cry as a kid. Because I just loved this shit so much. I just wanted to be in the ring.
Yeah, like we wanted to be front row. We wanted to but we never did that. But we just always sat in like 200 sections, and
No, for me, I just wanted to be in the ring. Like I looked at that ring and thought, like I'm gonna be in that ring one day. Like it was like one of those.
All the lights and stuff, and the oh jeez,
yeah,
like But now it's like dream comes. Well, now it's a reality. I mean, you see what it is. It's wrestling's what you're gonna pursue for your life. You know,
That's right.
You know, it's in your blood.
That's right.
What's your go-to meal after a show? Favorite go-to meal after a wrestling show?
I can't lie. It's probably nothing good. Probably like pizza or chicken nuggets or something really shitty.
That sounds like my house, the Jersey. Come on,
Yeah,
Jersey.
it's never
Yes, I
anything
know. Everybody, or not a Wawa. Everybody's talking about
Yeah, a
Wawa.
Wawa,
Yeah, I know.
mac and cheese. It's never anything
Yes,
good.
I know. You're right. That's awesome. What's your go-to music these days? What are you into?
I'm a rocker, so I like all music. I'm very like pretty like free. But like if I had to pick something, if I had to pick a genre for the rest of my life, it would be like hard rock.
Yeah.
You know, like new metal, like Linkin Park, 3 Days Grace, like, you know, like music like that. I absolutely love Fame on Fire. I don't know if you ever heard of them. They recreate songs that are like out today, like hip hop and like all that mumble rap.
Oh, no way! Oh my god!
That's like the thing, and they're so good. But I love like heavy metal, like hard rock. So that would be my go-to music for sure.
Right, AC/DC to Metallica to the, you know, just all the basics. All the good old genre of music.
Yeah,
you know,
nothing else, man. That's my go-to.
What's your favorite horror movie or comedy these days, or any kind of
horror? If I had to pick like a horror series, it would probably be Halloween. I love Michael Myers. He scares the living crap out of me, but it's just such a good movie, like series. That's probably one of my favorites. Old school Halloween, of course.
Yes.
And comedies, I love stand-ups. I love to watch stand-ups because I think they're fun. Like they just, you know, it's just like in the moment. I love Sebastian Maniscalco. He's one of my favorites. I do really, really, really get a kick out of like Adam Sandler's movies and like all that. So it's like I'm like old school comedy.
Yes.
I've been watching like Between Two Ferns and like all these things that are like not movies but like skits almost. But I'm a horror buff. I love horror. I absolutely love the horror scene. But would definitely rather like settle down at night and watch a comedy for sure.
Yeah. Or throw on the old SNL, you know, Saturday Night Live.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, or the Jerry Seinfeld, you know, or Friends.
Seinfeld's good too. Yeah, my dad loves him.
Yeah. I met one of the characters way back. I can't remember, at a convention one time. You know, the parents of Jerry's parents. Yeah. But documentaries. My gosh, we're seeing so many new documentaries on the coming above like the scene now for like wrestling. Do you see that? Like Vice TV and Dark Side of the Ring and just
I love I love Dark Side of the Ring. I think it's awesome. Well done.
And actually speaking of Stone Cold, they just A&E just did his. Did you see that yet?
Yeah. Super cool.
Yeah.
Super cool. And these are the things that we need, you know, like it's cool to kind of see it come out and whatnot. I love the Lost Treasures thing they're doing on A&E as well. Like that's super cool. So, you know, they're trying to relive the old age. It's hard, but it's nice to like get a taste of it again for sure.
Right. Yeah, that's people say these documents. I mean, I'm catching them every week. Like, my God, these are great stories. These are their lives. You know, stories that we behind us. You know, like the Benoits to the Brody to, you know, my gosh, and I'm looking forward to the Brian Pillman one to see.
Yeah, me too, for sure.
You know, and of course the Nick Gage one. I cannot.
Yes, that one looks amazing. I'm very excited for that one.
And other ones to follow, and the Warrior, you know, Ultimate Warrior.
Yep.
that ought to be interesting about his. But we don't know all his stories already. But
100%. Yep.
You know, but what else is there? Oh, then they're gonna have that new series with AEW. I guess a dramatic series with their families or something. I saw that. That's gonna be.
Yeah, I didn't see that. So that's
no. I'll keep you posted on that.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah, they want to launch like Cody and his wife, and like I don't know, walking around. Who knows?
Oh, okay. I think I know what you're talking about. Okay.
Yeah. but that'll be interesting.
Yeah,
But
for sure.
but who do you look up? Who are your stars that you looking up like on AEW right now? Who are you liking as competition that you would love to face? Ooh, in the women's
Um,
division.
well, Britt Baker is on top of her game right now.
She is.
She's the ultimate heel. She's the ultimate badass. Like she's totally on top of her game right now. So definitely would love to step in the ring with her one day. And Chris Statlander, me and her came from the same like training background. She was in Creative Pro New York. I was in Creative Pro New Jersey.
Yeah.
And she's a ultimate standout. No questions
Oh,
asked.
she's awesome. She's awesome. I
Yeah,
know.
she's super cool and she's such a nice person
Yeah.
overall. So she's definitely somebody I've always wanted to wrestle. You know, so
Layla.
there's a lot of
Ooh,
girls
I
on
know.
the roster.
I know Layla. Shout out to her.
Yeah, Layla's there now too. Like a lot of these girls and a lot of talent on the East Coast are getting a boatload of opportunities. So it's only a matter of time.
You better get yours. Get yours. Come on, Cody. Pick it up.
Yeah.
Pay attention. Don't sleep on this one, please. Don't sleep
hope
on this
not.
one. You know, I mean, my gosh. I mean, how would you like to face Thunder Rosa? Ooh.
Thunder Rosa is one too. Absolutely. She's amazing. She's very technical and I love it.
She has an attitude that's really.
She's great. She is great. Yeah, no, I really enjoy watching her. She's great.
Yeah, she reminds you of like the old, like Alita almost. Like really, you think like kind of, but
yeah,
like
no, she's super badass. She's cool. Yeah, absolutely. I think she's awesome.
But anyway, also AEW. Let's just talk wrestling. AEW. Who else do you like? Like Omega? Do you like? Well, of course we like the Hardy, Matt Hardy.
Of course. Well, obviously I love Matt Hardy. Jericho's just the GOAT. Like, Jericho's great.
He'll always be great. I know.
Yeah. Omega's just in a class of his own. AEW is awesome. I like AEW because there's so much creative freedom over there, and you can see
it. And you look at it, and they 2 episodes of different, 2 episodes of different dark match. Dark's like Evolution, and then Dark. Which is cool. It really is to showcase talent.
Yeah, no, and that's why I love AEW because they're really doing a good thing over there with showcasing the indies and whatnot. It's just, and overall though, their talent is so top notch. They're doing what they can, working what they got, but it's working.
It is.
You can't mock it.
And we're seeing faces that we don't even know. That's like wow, and. Or you look back and like, wait a minute, I probably watched them on a DVD or something.
Yeah.
Or on TV or something. I didn't even know it.
Right. No, it's awesome. Absolutely awesome.
At NXT, there are a lot of good divisions and the females as well. I used to love watching NXT, but I fell off the train for quite a while. The WWE product, kind of here and there. I watched a lot of it still,
Yeah, no, I still follow it. I don't watch it live. I always recaps or highlights. I don't watch the whole thing, sit through it. I just don't. But NXT also has a good product, great talent. They're just different. They're just different. AEW and WWE, they're just different. It's almost like the wars again. It's all over again. It's just different.
Yeah, I know. It really
dynamic.
is. And Impact Wrestling, of course, TNA Impact.
Yeah. I 100%. Everybody has a different flavor for sure. But WWE production wise and talent wise is just creme de la creme. That's where I want to end up. I want to be in the big leagues. So we'll see.
Yeah.
I'll take anything, but that's obviously the end all be all for any professional wrestler usually is to end up there.
Yeah, or to be the person behind the curtain, the security guard or this and that,
right.
the extras,
right?
And, get that little 5-minute fame or something,
right, for sure.
Which is awesome, it's a really cool moment because I've seen that before. I flipped through it. I'm like, I've seen like this guy. His name's Andy Williams. Not Andy Williams. Oh my God. Oh, I can't think of his name, but anyway, he was an extra for as an EMT, versus like versus Kevin Owens.
Mm-hmm. Oh, there you go.
Like I know. So I was like, wow,
Cool.
you know. But what else we have, Vicky? Yeah, like I don't know what else to say. I think we're good to go. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I think we covered a lot of stuff here, man.
If, what else do you wanna? You wanna say anything to Mimi? Shout out, tell her that she's dead.
Just
Yeah.
to be ready and never blindside me again, because when you do, it's never going to end well for you. So now we have a ladder match. I will close that ladder on top of you multiple times and retain my championship. So I'm ready. So that's all I have.
Vicky, where do you want to tell everybody where? Well, actually, I got it right here too. Boom.
There you
Find you on
go.
all.
Follow me right down there. Boom, boom, boom.
Buy, subscribe, purchase merch, and this and that, and see her Goddesses War May 22nd. No,
There you go.
that's it. No, May 15th. Excuse me.
May 15th. Yeah, I was just
I'm gonna be. I'm actually a funny thing. May 22nd. Actually, I'm gonna be going to see a cover band. ACDC's Back in Black. Actually,
there you go. Good for you.
with a couple of our fans, actually, our
Nice.
tight friends. So yeah.
There you go. Enjoy.
Yes, Vicky,
Be
thank you
there
for coming
May
on.
15th. May 15th.
Yes, buy your tickets now. Come on. But that's it. I'm done. No podcast. I'm gonna take a break for a couple days again. Thank you so much, Vicky. Have a good
All
night.
right. Thank you. Have a good night.
Yep. You too.
Bye.
Bye. All right, fans, you heard it here on the podcast on the Deathmatch. That Vicky is ready for her match May 15th against Mimi as she climbs a ladder. And she's going to go to the top and retain that title of Goddesses of War. And we're looking forward to that. All right, wrestling fans, you heard it here, Deathmatch Wrestle Podcast. I want to say thank you once again to my guests, the Viviacious Vicki and the Goddesses of War champion, for coming on the podcast tonight. And fans, get ready, because Titan Championship, Goddesses of War, is a part of Titan. Well, actually, yes, Titan Championship Wrestling. Fans, you don't want to miss it. May 15th in Jackson, New Jersey. We have a stack card. I should go right through it right now. Read it right now while I'm talking to you guys. And let's just do this, because I want to go through this and make sure I plug every single thing, because I'm going to make sure that I got it all right for you guys. You're going to see at Wanted Dead or Alive, Titan presents Wanted Dead or Alive. You're going to see PJ Savage versus Waylon Cage in a hardcore match for the TCW Hardcore Championship title. Also, you're going to see this is a special night. We're bringing the Samoan Dynasty is coming to Titan Championship Wrestling. We're going to be bringing Alpha Junior is taking on Trex. As I said before, Goddesses of War ladder match. Vicious Vicky versus Notorious Mimi in a ladder match. My God, that's one for the books. That's going to be history in the making. Make sure you fans be there. We also have a prison match with the one and only Recon Rick Recon versus Blaze Jaham Harm, the Cyborg, in a prison match. Fans, that's going to be pretty wild and interesting. And also, fans, just go over the whole card. It's just be there in person to see the whole card. It's stacked. And looking forward to seeing everybody ringside. See you soon. Good night, everybody. Thank you for listening to the Deathmatch Wrestle Podcast. Where can you find me? Always on Podcast City Network. And subscribe to podcastcity.net.com on the web. And also check out bootandheel.com for all your apparel and more. And buy some merchandise from the Deathmatch Wrestle podcast as well. T-shirts and much, much more. And thank you, fans, for listening. Have a good night, everybody. Till next time. Talk wrestling.
You can find more Deathmatch Russell podcasts on the following social media. DeathmatchRussell.com. Follow on Twitter at DavidNJ32 and on Facebook. Facebook.com/DJDaveNJ32. Find me on Podcast City Network at PodcastCity.net. Facebook.com/Podcast City Network. Hit the like button and share. And on Twitter at Podcast City Net. You can hear Deathmatch Russell podcast on Stitcher Radio and on iTunes.
Hey, wrestling fans, check out bootandheel.com for all your independent wrestlers, apparel, and more. Also, check out Deathmatch Russell podcast as well. www.bootandheel.com.